Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Adrian with another release for Avo, and guess what? Avo 3 stable is here. You'll find it in rubygems.org. You'll see that the repository has been updated. It's all good, baby. We wanted to make it in 3 to 4 months. It took almost a year, but that's okay. We found plenty of things to improve, and I hope you like them. So let's get a little bit into it. If you go to the docs website, you'll see that you have this 3.0 drop down here. If you click on get started, it will take you to the 3.0 version for Avo 3. You can go back to 2.0 if you want, but don't use 3.0. If you search the same thing, it will redirect you to Avo 3 docs. And you'll have this cool little button here, upgrade from Avo 2 to Avo 3. There's a pretty thorough upgrade guide here. We talk a little bit about what changes we made, why we made them. We have an upgrade tool, which is experimental, doesn't cover all the required steps, and might produce unwanted artifacts. So please start from having a clean Git repository, creating a new branch, running the upgrade tool, and then going step by step through it. We've heard about people that finish the whole upgrade in a rather large application in half an hour to an hour. So and no really big issues down the line. So please take it step by step, read everything. I know us developers don't like to read things, but this would be a great opportunity to do so. Going to Avo 3. So this is the Avo 3 version that we wanted to build from the start. We learned a lot of things during the first 2 to 3 years of building it, and now we applied those things. So it has improved DSLs. It has new features like the dynamic filters, custom controls everywhere, resource scopes, resource cards, better Tailwind CSS integration, custom components for views and fields. I'll just prepare a different video where I talk about each one, and I'll show you how each feature improves the experience. So go have a look on this section. So Avo 3, check the upgrade guide, the Avo 2 to Avo 3 upgrade guide. And then I have a cool little technical support page. So it would be great to scan that as well. And then you can go to installation, check the gem server authentication page where we talk in detail about how to do that, because we split Avo into a few different repositories and gems. And there's this open source version, which is on GitHub. It's LGPL licensed. And there are others which are private, and you will be able to get access to them after you purchase a license. So the private gems are behind a private gem server token, similar to how Sidekick and Bullet Train do it. And you'll need to check out this page to see how to use that token. What happens to Avo 2? So Avo 2 will go into this light bug fixing phase for another 4 months, and then a security updates phase for another 4 months. So that will give you about 8 months to upgrade your current Avo app. As I said, the upgrade shouldn't take that long. All of the features that were in Pro will also be available in Pro, minus the show controls, which moved to Advanced, but otherwise everything that was in Pro is still in Pro today. You can find the 2.0, 2.x version under this branch. So this is a mirror copy from what we had this morning. But the main branch now is actually with Avo 3. You will also be able to find Avo 3 on Ruby gems. So no more, if you're just using the open source version, the community version, no more source packager.dev. That thing you'll just use for the private gems. Let's actually talk about what the updates were. So for Avo 2, let's check out the release notes. Yep, add Spanish locale. Thank you so much, Andres. We love these kinds of contribution. This is a maintenance patch. Create belongs to from associations with buttons on form footers. This was a light bug that Paul fixed. Messages don't appear on fail and destroy on associations. So whenever you destroyed from association, the flash messages weren't there, but now they are. So that's perfect. Redirect on action when no confirmation is true. This was another edge case. We introduced a bug when we introduced a feature. and now the redirect should work properly. Detach should not destroy the attachment. Yep, this was a bug we introduced a while back. Whenever you detached something from a has many, we would use the destroy method, which would actually destroy that belongs to your association. And we don't want that. We just want it detached. So we changed it to delete. So now it's much better. We added countless pagination. Some people have millions of rows in their database. So the regular counting pagination from Puggy, actually from any pagination gem or package, it needs to count the full the full number of records that are in the table. And that makes it very slow for millions of records. And now we introduce this new option called countless, which doesn't do that. So it's just going to be perfect if you do have millions of records. And of course, we upgraded to Avo 3. But let's check the Avo 3 release notes. Remove attachments on eager load. Attachments eager load. Yeah, so this was something that sounded like such a good idea in the beginning. We were basically eager loading all of the attachments on an index page. So if I go to main Avo demo and I'm going to go to posts, if this listing, if the posts have attachments, which they do, we would automatically eager load all of them. And it sounded like a good idea because why not? But actually in reality, you don't need to have those eager loaded every time. Sometimes they are not displayed here, so that's a waste of resources. What we do now is stop eager loading them by default. And what you have to do is go on the resource file and add them to the includes. So basically for this, it would be a cover photo attachment. Let's see, file. So it would be the cover photo, and you would have to add something like cover photo attachment, and this will eager load that attachment for you on this index page. Cool. So that is fixed. Licensing improvements. Now we remove the checking of the license whenever you boot up the app, because many things are happening there and we don't want to slow that down. It's going to happen whenever somebody uses Avo for the first time after boot up, and then every 6 hours. It's not going to be every hour, every 6 hours. So that's going to be lighter on our servers, lighter on your end. So it's just an improvement there. Add support for specs on for 7.1. This is CI thing. Paul improved the repositories. We applied some updates from Avo 2. Let's get to the bug fixes. Avo demo link. So this was a link in our README. Now it's proper. It was bad. It went to Heroku. Now it doesn't. Location field nested coordinates form. Yep, this was a bug with a form nested in when it was using the location field, and now this is fixed. Add as text as default on field. So basically now, whenever you use field name and you would make it as text, you don't have to do that. The field is going to be a text field by default. So you can do things like this, and they will both, even ID, they will all work just like that because they will just assume it's text. So a nice little DX improvement there. Via resource class on associations. What is this? Via resource class on associations. Yeah, this was a bug where we sent the wrong param whenever you clicked an association, I think. And now it is fixed. So if you had this issue, don't worry, it's fixed. User avatar accepts active storage attachment. Yeah, so this was a cool one to have. So this attachment, let me close this. So this attachment right here, this photo was actually comes from the user model, actually the current user, whatever you select under current user. So I'm going to go into my user model, and you have this avatar method. So if your user responds to avatar to this method, it would just pick up whatever it's there and use it as this nice cool little photo. What was that? The bug that was here was that it was only accepting strings. So you couldn't, if this user had, where is it, has one attached, if it had like a profile photo attachment, so an active storage attachment, you couldn't say something like this, okay, just use the profile photo instead of generating, because it didn't know how to handle it. But now it does. So if you want to use that, that's just perfect. It will just work out of the box. Next, action authorization also controls visibility. Yes, we improved a few things around authorization, and there are a few other PRs like that. What was happening was, let's see, dummy action. Let's open a dummy action. So we had this self-visible block, which would hide an action from, let me open the users. It would hide the action from the dropdown, but that didn't stop people from seeing the action or actually running the action. And now you have this authorization, I think, block. It's in the docs. Let's check it out actually. Action authorization. I think it's authorization. Yes. So where you can say you can return true or false, depending on whatever the current user or whatever you have here. And this will block people from actually accessing that action. And another thing that it will do, if you don't have the visible, self-visible block, it will actually hide it. If this returns false, it will actually hide it from the dropdown as well. So again, another cool little DX improvement and security improvement as well. Actions list exclude array wrap. Yes, this was a tiny little bug from, I think, Ricky, and he discovered it. It would basically, I don't know, if you had multiple actions, if you had just one action, it wouldn't show up in the dropdown. If you have multiple, it would, something like that. If you had this issue, it's fixed now. What else? Action link. Okay, let's see action link. Okay, this is a cool one. So what we figured out after building a few apps, it would be cool to run these cool actions. Let me go to a different one. Maybe we have a more advanced one. It would be cool to open and use these actions. Some of them have fields inside. I can't find any action with fields, but you get the point. It would be cool to use some of these actions outside of just this drop down. It would be cool to have somewhere, I don't know, maybe inside the resource, you have a resource tool and you have here a button that would actually open a license. It would open an action. And we created, you could do that by, going and remembering the URL, copy URL, copy link, and then having that link show this path. But what we did was we created this helper from which you can create your own links. So basically you use the the action class, and then you say, okay, link arguments, you give it the resource because we need to know that, and then it will give you back the path and the data. So you can use this link to and you can use that path and that data to generate this action. So what will happen is that, okay, we need to fix this. So what will happen is it will generate a link which will act the same as this one. So it will open the action wherever you are. You might be inside a resource, in an index show, edit view, in a custom resource tool, whatever, you can do that. So again, this is just a cool little addition we wanted to bring for a long time. Next, main panel. This is let's talk about this, the last, action arguments as proc. Yep. This is a tiny fix where you can add action arguments. So where is it? If I go to user resource actually, and we have actions, you can pass here arguments, and you can say foo bar, but now you can pass these arguments. So these are a hash, but you can pass them as a block, and you return a hash from them. So you can compute this hash much easier. And the last feature, which is a cool one, We worked on this for a while now. The main panel, we call it the main panel feature, but it's more than that. I don't know if we have the docs published. We will publish them. I need to review them. So this is a major update. It's a breaking change as well for some people, but it's a major update in like how you can create layouts. So in the past, what we did on the show view or edit view, we had one main panel. So it would be this one, which had like one fields section and then one sidebar section like this one. Yeah. And then you would be able, and these would hold all of the I don't know, the fields that are not in a panel. And then you could add below it tabs, tab groups. You could add different panels or other fields, but you couldn't, for example, move the tabs somewhere above them, or use a different panel above and then have the main panel, or use multiple sidebars and things like that. And now this main panel feature, it will allow you to do that. And I think I'll go a little bit more in depth in how this works in the second video, where I'll talk about all of the new features. But it will allow you to have resource tools above the main panel. And if you know about these things, if you had this desire before, if you wanted to do this and you couldn't, now you can. So you can have resource tools above the main panel, or you can have them somewhere on like between them. You can have a resource tool between like two fields. You can have it like somewhere after a field in the sidebar. It's really very, very customizable, and the developer experience is really cool. Like this one is another example of having two sidebars on one panel. It's just super powerful. Yeah, cool. So I'll talk a little bit more about this in the special video. Yeah, okay, so this is in Avo 3 for today. So this is Avo 3.02 actually, and the Avo 2 will probably, if I haven't released it, it's going to be 2.45. Cool. We have one more surprise for you guys. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, it's coming up, and we're gonna have some special deals. So if you go on our website, if you click this banner or go like /BF, we're gonna have some special deals here today for you. It's gonna be for like straight up 20-25%, whatever, per license, or you can have a deal for multiple licenses and have perpetual discount. So basically, instead of just for the purchase price, you'll have that discount for the whole year. And we're thinking about a few cool special surprises, and also having a deal for technical support, because we do offer technical support for paid technical support for some people, for some companies and customers. And if you want that, we will make it discounted. So please check this page a little bit later to see all the deals. Otherwise, that's about it for today. We've been like super busy this past week, and today pushing this out there. It's still not finished. We still have a few things we want to bring to it. The things that we're going to focus on next is going to be theming. This is something that is popping up more and more and more. We do have a PR up with the dark mode. It's whatever, we do have it up, but we want to make it right. So it's going to be branding, but super on steroids. You'll be able to do a lot of things. We're thinking about CSS variables and many cool things. We want to bring some improvements to the dynamic filters. This is such a cool feature, but now they're dynamic but kind of static, and they can be made, they can be so much cooler. So we're working on that again. Custom resource adapters. This is something that I previewed a while back, where you could have resources that are not backed by the database. They're not backed by Active Record, but by HTML, maybe, RESTful. Maybe you'll have like a RESTful endpoint. Maybe you'll have Mongo. maybe you'll have a simple array, or maybe you'll be able to use something like just a method. The user has comments, but the comments is not an active record, it just returns an array, but you want to use that as a has many or repeater field. We'll figure that out as we go. Dynamic fields, still some things to do here, but we'll start work on that as well. Nested records creation, it's kind of done, but not really super tested, but we're working on it. Resource tools and fields, we're pretty close with that as well, but please follow our roadmap. We updated it. We're gonna update this a little bit more, and still keep the regular 2-week release cycle that we had until now. There's one more thing I want to show you. If you have version 2 licenses and you want to upgrade, there's a page for that. So you can check out this copy, and if you want to manage them, like cancel them or whatever, you just click the licenses page, and if you have any, you should see them here with the status. And then you can, if you hit view, it will take you back to the version 2 of the website. So basically we have our HQ and version 2, where you can see the old version of the website and have your account there as well. So go in and check them out. I want to thank everyone for being an awesome community member. I want to thank our closed beta partners and our open beta partners for helping us test out and flesh out all of the issues for like the gem server, the beta phase of the beta features, the broken things, the dynamic filters, and all of the other things that just popped out. And we needed a little bit more polishing before releasing as stable. So thank you so much for everything. I hope you like Avo 3. We just love it. It's the version that we always wanted to build. And I hope it will help you build incredible UIs for your customers much faster than building them from scratch, because that's where all this value comes from. So thank you so much for being an awesome community member. I'll talk to you on Discord, GitHub, Twitter, and yeah, thank you so much. See ya.